Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Whole Woman Podcast. It's just me today. Rachel is resting and taking care of her health. And so, if you would you send her your love and prayers? I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about something that's been on my heart recently. It's near and dear to me, really, all the time. So much so that I wrote a book about it. And that is learning how to listen to your body and creating what I like to call your owner's manual. Our bodies are always sending us signals, whether it's through our energy levels, the condition of our skin, our sleep, or even our emotions. The question is, are we listening? And more importantly, are we keeping track in a way that helps us advocate for ourselves when we need to? Today, I want to share with you why paying attention matters, how a simple journal can change everything, and some practical ways to start building your own owner's manual. So let's dive right in. We're often taught to push through pain or exhaustion, but listening is wisdom, not weakness. Our bodies are constantly sending us signals. Quite frankly, if something hurts, it's hurting for a reason. These signals give your body just so much good information. Your energy, whether you're super tired or whether you have bursts of energy, can indicate how well you slept or how well you're eating or if there's a bug coming on, your sleep patterns and your digestion and your food reactions, your moods and your emotions, they're all tied in to listening and learning. But we live in a busy world. And in this busy world, other things get in the way. And so if you get sick, like my friend Rachel did, and you don't have a journal and you don't have things recorded, you go to the doctor's office and they say, well, how long has this been going on? Has it happened before? Have you noticed a reaction to this thing? If you don't record, if you don't know whether it's in a little like daily app on your phone or in an actual journal, you can't give them all they need to help you get well. My owner's manual is huge, right? Here we go. I created this book and but it's huge because it's got a page for every single day. And what I did in there is I give you a place to write your daily thoughts and also to track things that are important to you. Like I go through periods of time where I forget to drink water. I know it seems silly because how can you forget to drink water? But I know that my body works best when I get, 8 glasses of water in a day. Well, sometimes I get busy and I just sit and work, or sometimes I'm tired. And so I drink coffee all day and never put in that pure, clear water. And so I like to track those things sometimes. When I was busy changing my health and I maybe didn't eat so well, I would keep track of how many vegetables I ate in a day or I don't know how many hours I slept. Any of those things can make a difference. And if you record them, then when you sit down with your doctor, whether it's at your yearly checkup or because something's not feeling right, you have real information to provide for them. So, one signal that I don't know that I ignore, quite frankly, is I'll have a dull ache in my back, right? And maybe sometimes it's because I've been working too hard, or maybe sometimes it's because I've been babysitting my grandson and he likes to say, uppy, uppy, and how can I refuse? But other times it might be an indicator, who knows? But I would encourage you to pay attention to those things. Write them down, not just aches and pains, but also when you feel really great. So you can look back and you can think, oh, getting 8 hours of sleep really did make a difference in my day today. So, an owner's manual, it's your log, it's your body's logbook. It's a simple place to track patterns, recipes. I don't know. I don't track the same thing every day. I track what seems relevant for me at the time. But remember, if you carry it with you, if you write things down and you have information, you can do the best thing for your health and your wellness and your sometimes your mental state of being. Doctors see only a snapshot of us. We live the whole thing. Journaling connects the dots, whether it's food, sleep, stress, hormones, and we can stand up for ourselves. Sometimes you have to take a pill. Sometimes you have to check into the hospital. Sometimes you have to visit with someone, see a counselor, see a therapist. All of those things are great. They're all such good resources. But sometimes simply taking a pill will mask what's causing the problem. And your owner's manual can help you and your doctor reveal those hidden causes for your problems. So, what are some things to track? Sleep quality, food and digestion, energy levels, exercise and movement, stress and mood, the wins, your gratitudes, your frustrations. All of those things can be included in your journal. And they can just be words, or they can be beautiful poetic sentences, whatever it is that you want to do. If you haven't journaled, or if you think, oh, I don't like to journal, I don't want to write, keep it simple. Use bullet points like I showed you in my book. Write down one thing you want to check this week, and every day that you do it, fill in the bubble. You can follow along with prompts like mentally think, how did I feel today? Write it down. What gave me energy today? Write it down. What drained me? Write it down. Aim for consistency, not perfection. So there have been many times in my life where I've kind of lost track of what I'm doing. I don't pay attention. And those are always the time when I find myself visiting the doctor unexpectedly. So I have diverticulitis, and it's what my doctor told me, an old person disease, and I actually had it for the very first time when I was in my early 30s. Because I was so young and he knew I would battle it forever, um, I got to have a colon resection and they took out, 10 inches of my colon, sewed me back together. I allowed myself to heal and I get to go on for many years symptom free. Well, here come my 50s and that old person disease that my body is kind of accustomed to. And I do have some diverticuli again. But I know if I pay attention, if I keep track of my food, and if I follow certain routines, that I can keep it at bay. I can still eat the things I like, just not maybe every day. I know all of this. It's in my book. If I start to have pain, lower abdominal pain, I start to not feel normal or regular, I can go back and I can look and see what I did. Oftentimes, with a conversation with my doctor, we can identify and I can take care of things at home before it gets out of hand. So, why does advocacy matter? Why should I stand up for myself? And obviously, that seems like a silly question. But if I just walk in and I'm at the doctor's whim, not at the doctor's whim, that sounds silly. And it sounds like they're not good people. And they're incredible people. But they can't heal me. They can't help me if I don't give them information. And one example I'll give you is in my life in another way. I am blessed to have my parents in my life still, but as they've aged, they've quit kind of keeping track. Sometimes I think my dad just aches every day. Sometimes I think my mom just aches every day. And so when they go to the doctor and the doctor says, "How long has this been going on?" They really don't have this time frame of this acute pain in my hip started 2 weeks ago. Because, at 80 and 93 years old, their hips kind of ache a little bit every day. So in getting them to journal and write, they can go in and they can say, I always feel this way, but last week after doing XYZ, my hip really started to hurt in a new way. It's an acute pain, not just an ache. Does that make sense? So, anyway, I feel like it brings credibility to your concerns with the doctor. You're not just in there to have someone to talk to or to get a new medicine or whatever. You need to be the best detective for your health story. And when you listen and you journal, that equals empowerment. And quite frankly, I feel like your doctors like to be partners in your healthcare, not detectives. So I would encourage you to start writing things down, listening to your body. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought: your body is wise and it's worth listening to. Every ache, every burst of energy, every mood shift is a clue. And when you take the time to notice and record those clues, you become your own best advocate. Your journal doesn't have to be complicated. Start today with a few words, see how you feel, fill in a couple bubbles, see what it teaches you. Over time, these notes will become a map, a personal guidebook, and your very own owner's manual. So that wraps it up, friends. And again, I'm wishing Rachel the very best in healing, sending my love and hoping you feel better. And we'll be back again next week. So if you've appreciated this information, if you've enjoyed just listening to me fumble over my words, share this episode with a friend and subscribe. We'd love to see you here again next week. Bye bye.